Hello everyone, I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you are interested in purchasing this book, I will go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below. Before we get started in this product review, I just want to say that, first of all, I appreciate all of you watching my product reviews. I only do product reviews for products that I believe are a good thing. I get sent a lot of requests to do product reviews from companies that sell junk, companies that I can't see any one of my audience wanting anything to do with. Just wasteful spending, things that aren't going to improve your life, your quality of life, help you save money, just junk. And I also oftentimes get products that are junk. I look at their company, their mission statement, the product information. I say, okay, send it my way. I'll make a product review. And then it turns out to be a piece of junk. And I send it back to them and I say, I'm sorry, I can't support your product. So just keep in mind that whenever you watch me do a product review, it is always a product that I absolutely believe in. And this one is the Addmotor e-bike. The model I have is the M-66. And I can't tell you how much fun this thing is. I had a friend come over today, and I have two e-bikes, and he came over today and he said, you want to go for a bike ride? I was like, yeah. So we just went for a ride, I don't know, 10 miles, 10 miles up and down the road in the neighborhood, stuff like that. He has a Harley Davidson, and he said that he wants to buy an e-bike because they are so much fun. I personally have a motorcycle license, and I have had motorcycles and scooters and not Vespa, but Vespa-like scooters in the past. And the e-bike, to me, is even better. Just in general, an e-bike is even better than a motorcycle, especially for a woman, because if you have your motorcycle license and you drive a motorcycle, you know how dangerous it is on the road. And not because of our driving problems, but because of other people's driving problems. They don't see you. I have almost gotten hit, I don't know how many times, but with an e-bike, you can ride in the bike lane and the sidewalk. So you're not stuck in that dangerous traffic, which is very important. All right, I don't want to get too far into this, but let's go ahead and get into the product review for this bike. As a YouTuber, I feel extremely privileged to be able to do product reviews. Living on a low income is difficult on a good day. Doing this has afforded me the ability to try and keep products I would never have thought were within my personal budget. However, after doing this for several years and knowing what I know now, there are 2 or 3 items I would recommend that every single person have in their personal plan. Those items are a solar generator with off-grid capabilities, alternative transportation that does not require gasoline, insurance, or registration, as well as an alternative way to cook. We are living in times unlike anything most of us have ever seen in our lifetimes. everything is skyrocketing in price except for our wages. Used cars with low mileage that are safe to drive now cost the same as a brand new car. With utilities, food, registration, gasoline, and consumer products on the rise, many of us will not be able to afford cars pretty soon. If we can afford the car along with insurance and registration, we might not be able to fill up the gas tank. As you all know, I recently moved back to California. I see electric bikes on the road every single day. They are everywhere, and they are considered not only posh, but also economically priced and much more eco-friendly than a traditional car. There are so many great things about e-bikes. If they are 750 watts or below, they do not require registration or insurance, and they don't require gas in order to operate. They come in all shapes and sizes, including trikes and recumbents for those of us that are disabled but still have enough mobility for pedal assist. Pedal assist is when you pedal, but the bike provides a lot more power than a traditional bike. So with a traditional bike, you might be able to go 5 miles an hour with limited mobility, but you can go up to 15 miles an hour just with a pedal assist. That's not even full gas. Given car traffic and improved bike lanes throughout the country, some would argue that it is faster to get to your destination by riding an e-bike than it would be if you took the driving route. I personally have a motorcycle license but had to stop riding, not because of any fault of my own, but because of the carelessness of other drivers. I almost got hit by large cars and trucks on several occasions, and after the fourth near-death collision, I decided enough was enough. Having an e-bike is a lot like riding a motorcycle with two exceptions. First is that they obviously do not go as fast. You cannot legally drive them on the freeway. However, you can legally ride them on the sidewalk and in bike lanes. This takes you out of the traffic and out of danger when you are on the sidewalk. To me, I have gotten my motorcycle back in a way, but in a way where I do not have to worry about getting hit by another car. The pedal assist gives you lots of options. Over here on the left, you can go up or down. So when you're pedaling, so for instance, right now I'm going 9.1. I hit the up arrow. Whoa! Much faster. That's a little too fast for me on pedal assist. I don't like going 11 or 12. I'd rather go 8 or 9. So I'm gonna push it down, maybe even 6. There we go, that's better. Then you also have the gear shift over here, which I can't do right now because I'm using the wrong hand. This is my favorite thing. This particular bike is the M-66 Motan model with a vintage moped designed seat and foothold. It has a left and right turn signal, brake lights, an optional headlight and horn. I personally tried the horn and it was not for me, but it still has the old school style bell horn with the friendly ding sound, and it's equipped with front and rear disc brakes for maximum reliability as well as safety. The assembly of the bike is fairly easy, and it comes about 80% fully assembled. You just have to put the front wheel and the pedals on, and it took me about half an hour to fully unpack and assemble the bike. It has 7 speeds for the pedal assist mode, and without using any pedal assist and just on the full electrical mode, full throttle, I was able to get it up to about 21 miles per hour with an average cruising speed of about 19. I cannot tell you what a difference the comfort of the seat and the foot pad does. It truly makes you feel like you are riding on a Vespa. The go and stop functions, just like a scooter with a throttle switch and handbrakes. The digital display will tell you how fast you are going. It'll tell you how far you have gone. It'll tell you what gear you are in, along with a whole lot of other features that are just too extensive to cover in this video. But as usual, at the end of this video, we will go over the operator's manual, so you will have all of the information that I do. I believe that e-bikes and solar generators are the way of the future, and they should be a part of every single prepper's arsenal. But let's talk about how fun this thing was. I tested it every single day for a week, and I had so much fun with it, I accidentally ended up in a different town while I was riding on the back roads. It started getting cold and it was about to rain, so I decided maybe it was time to head home. I didn't even realize I had left town until I was heading back home, and I found one of those signs for my town that shows like the population and the elevation. Oops. It never ran out of juice. The LCD display has 5 bars showing how much power you have left in the battery bank. After a 30-mile ride, it still had 3 out of 5 bars, and using pedal assist, it can go over 100 miles on one charge. Let's also talk for a second about the looks. I am telling you, it is like cruising downtown in a Lamborghini with all of the thumbs up and all of the looks that I was getting. People treated me like I was on a motorcycle. Cars were stopping for me. They were giving the thumbs up. They were doing all the staring. I will tell you something. You might not believe it. I had 2 people that were so interested in knowing all about the bike, they followed me until I stopped. One was a police officer. He stopped me and he talked to me for about 10 minutes, just asking me all about the bike and where I could get it, how much does it cost, how fast does it go, well, where do you get it. He asked all about my job and when I moved here. No, it was not an interrogation, but a very friendly conversation with a police officer about my e-bike. I also had an older gentleman that was so interested as I passed by his house that he jumped in his black Ford Ranger and he followed me to ask me questions. As I was riding into my driveway, I had already gotten home. He apologized for following me, but he was so interested in getting a bike just like the one that I had that we talked for a good 15 or 20 minutes just about this e-bike. He was having a hard time passing his written driver's test, and he said he didn't want to drive much anyway, and he wanted something that was very simple for in town, just going around town. I told him that this bike would be a great option for him given his age. I gave him information all about the bike and the website, the address, and he said he was going to get one. So words cannot express how cool I feel when I'm riding this bike. It is literally my new favorite thing. As long as the sun is out, I am out riding all over town. What many of you don't know behind the scenes is that I send a lot of products back. Many companies want to work with me for product reviews, and many companies just don't make the cut. Oftentimes, products are going to pass my test, and then they reach my expectations, but this bike has far exceeded any expectations I had, and it's given me a whole new appreciation for riding, and is even giving me a great talking point to start conversations with total strangers, which I personally am usually very bad at. I can say with all confidence, if you have the money and you have even been considering buying an e-bike, buy this one. It is the most fun you could ever have with so little. Stop sign. I am so lost. I have no idea where I am. are at the end of the video, and we're just going to go ahead and go over the manual real quick. You all can pause it as you see fit. Saddle, battery. The battery was really easy to install, and it comes with keys, so it can be removed whenever you'd like. I did put in the headlight. The horn scared my dog. It's quite loud, just like a car. So it's just the horn was not for me, just personal preference. But it does have a little ding ding horn, which is great. Ooh, I might get the rim reflective sticker. That looks kind of cool. Oh, these are assembly instructions. Now, I kept my handlebars super low, and I really, really like how I kept them low, and I'm glad I didn't make them taller. Most people like them up high. I just really like them really low on this bike for some reason. I did try it on the higher level, but again, personal preference, wasn't really for me. So I like it nice and short. The nice foot pad, the one that I have, the M-66 is wooden. It's not plastic. It's actually really cool looking. It really gives that vintage feel to it. And yeah, this is on the right side. That's the speed gear for when you're doing the pedal assist. And every time, I actually treat my bike like a car. I wash it after, not wash it like with a hose and everything, but I wash it down with like a rag. I use the Armor All on the seat. You know, it's just like I have a car. I really, really love it. It's really cool. Recharging the battery, I just plug it in overnight and it's ready the next morning. Yes, please wear a helmet. And there's a lot of really cool helmets out there. If you guys like my helmet, let me know and I'll give you the link if you want it. But I usually have a motorcycle helmet or a regular bike helmet, and I wanted to get the vintage helmet to match the vintage looking moped style bike. So I thought that was pretty cool. It goes very well. And then I've got my brown pleather jacket. Also goes really well with the bike, and it matches the rim of the tires, which is really cool. So I'm like running around, zooming around on the bike in my vintage gear. Loving it. The LCD display has so many features. It's going to take some getting used to and some practice. But once you get used to it, it really is easy to figure out. Here are the 5 bars I was talking about. And going like 30 miles, it was at 3 bars and then 2 bars by the time I got home. That's your odometer, and then this is the speed. And I like the speed because it doesn't just say like 10, 11, 12. It's like 10.2, 10.3, 10.4. And this thing, I took it out with my friend on a different e-bike, and he said that this one has a lot more giddy up and go. It's a lot faster to go than the other one. The other one has a faster mile per hour, which is not necessary when you're doing in-town stuff. So it'll eventually get up to a higher mile per hour speed, but if we're on a short race, I win because mine just has more giddy up and go, the Addmotor bike. It's really, really zippy, I'm telling you guys. It's just like riding a scooter. Yeah, see how these handlebars are straight up? I have mine bent more downward, and that's the way I like it. All right, folks, there you go. That is the owner's manual. Be safe out there, folks. Get a helmet. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.